All right, everybody, this will be a warning to all politicians. I'm running for president 2024, part 76. Just wanted to point out a couple things here, that they've criticized Trump on about saying about, preferring to have the best and the brightest come to our country rather than letting criminals or people who are going to milk the system or abuse the system in and all this and everything. He gets jumped on about that. But then these people point to these Scandinavian countries as models of socialism and stuff like this and everything. And he's just saying exactly what their policies are in immigration and everything. We have it here, people, I was born here. Yeah, but both your parents were illegal. Doesn't matter, anchor baby. So, you look at the immigration policies of these countries. You're not a citizen there just because you're born there. One of your parents has to be a citizen of that nation. So there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't delve in. They don't get the facts. They don't do the research. They don't say, well, let me take a look at this and so I can give an educated answer. It's jump on the bandwagon. What's the slogan? And you have a lot of people who are misfits. They don't fit in with the right clicks and this and that. They have nothing to do with their spare time. And so here's a bunch of people who take them, no matter what they look like, no matter how smart they are, no matter what their clothes are, if they got the hippest fashions or whatever, whether they're crazy or whatever, just be out here in the street, be screaming. That's all that matters. That's all we care about. And when you have politicians who are taking the side of lawlessness, and in many cases, news media is with them, and they pervert the stories, and they're backing criminals and making heroes out of criminals. You've got a real problem on your hands, America. You have a real problem on your hands. You have people who are just governing and trying to put policies forward just to satisfy their hatred. And and fulfill their ideologies of how everyone else has been wrong. The whole system's been wrong. And they've got to take up this fight, and they've got to change it to help these poor people. And in the process, look at their streets, look at the homeless encampments. Billions upon billions of tax dollars go into these cities. They need these programs, they need those programs, they need whatever, and they don't use the money. The money gets chewed up by agencies and bureaucracies and studies and this and that and everything. Immigration, anybody should just come on in, everybody. We shouldn't have no damn border. Are you kidding? Instead of them fixing the problem or getting on the people who should fix the problem, and that's the government of Mexico and some of them South American governments who don't give a damn, tell their poor people, go to America. Do they have minimum wages and welfare and all that kind of stuff down there in them? Nope. Do they provide education and stuff for their poor people and uneducated people? No. Do they tell their poor people, hey, have more babies, we'll give you more money? No. But you have a growing problem in this country. They want to defund police, this and that and everything. They want to make it impossible for police to do their jobs. And either they're not going to have police force or they're not going to carry weapons and this and that. Do you understand that this isn't the type of society that has been sheltered and shielded, and whose population has been educated to where, because if you have, if those Scandinavian countries had some of the types of population that we've had here, the lawless population, their systems wouldn't work so good over there. England, the cops would have guns, all have guns. Some people, none of the police in England have guns. Yes, they do. A lot of the bobbies who go on patrol, there's somebody with a gun close by. Trust me. They'll never bring up on how many of those officers are injured or hurt over there and stuff and everything. It's a lot smaller country. They don't have a lot of the types of problems we have in this country. They don't have the demographics that we have in this country. Oh, why can't we be like them over there? We'll take a look at it, Jack. Take a look at how big we are. Take a look at how many people are here illegally. Take a look at all these things. Take a look at over there that, they're not going to allow freeloaders in their system. Criminals are dealt with. In most of those countries, you can go. I saw some things. I think it was in Germany where they allow people out of prison. They basically, prison is like a separate. It's an apartment for them. Oh, they're gonna the show I saw, I forget, it was 60 Minutes. What the hell it was on? This guy was in for murder. He's sitting at a cafe eating lunch with his mother and his kid or something. I think he killed his wife. I forget what the hell it was. Or attempted murder, whatever the hell it was. Free to come and go. Yeah, there's real incentive. Look at them now. You send them to court. They should be going, and they committed X amount of crimes, been busted for. They should be going to jail for 12, 15 years. They're out in 2. What do? They go right back to doing what they were doing before. So you have societies over there where certain behavior is not tolerated. And milking the system is not going to be tolerated. And everybody's on board with that, whether they're in the left party, the right party, whatever their system is. Because they know the only way it can function is if they keep certain parameters. People here don't seem to understand that. And they've been sheltered over there. Like I said, they've been the white Wakandas. Isolated, pretty much. Things are changing. You're gonna see those countries. They're gonna change. They already have tough immigration. They're gonna put in stricter immigration laws. Because they're not gonna. allow everything they've worked for people just to walk in, take over, take advantage of everything they worked for, and reap the fruits of their labors and everything that they did to set up their society the way they wanted to. And I say that's the way they wanted to. They wanted the kind of social system over there and everything, and taxes to be as high and everything they got over there. But that's not what's wanted here. We have a different system here. Can we fine tune our system? Yes, we can. Can we? Our labor laws are antiquated. I kind of been thinking about some of the things that I said about how we'll have different minimum wages for different hourly scales and this and that, and I'm going over the numbers and stuff and everything. I'm going to do another one and go over that in more detail. How I think we could make things better for people who work in this country, and instill personal responsibility into people, and say, look, America's still a place where you can make it. Even if you start with nothing, if you're smart with your money, if you work, and if you apply yourself, you can get ahead. We need the people to be educated on how to do that, and how to manage money, and what kind of lifestyles. And hey, this is how you get from point A to point B. You're not going to get there, point A to point B, if you go off and you get involved in criminal activity, if you get involved in drugs and drinking and all this type of stuff. You're the captain of your own little mini boat there. You got to steer it correctly. You got to start educating children in school. Hey, it's not just do whatever you want to do and expect to have everything you ever wanted. You got to teach them personal responsibility about spending and living above their means. A lot of people who are in poverty are in debt up to their eyeballs, because instead of doing stuff smart with their money, as soon as they get paid, they're off partying, or they're off, hey, I got to buy this type of shoe this week. Instead of taking that money, investing it, putting it aside, saving it for a rainy day, then something happens. And I'm talking even in the upper middle class, are living above their means, and poorer people. Look at these people, they got all this, and a lot of them don't have that. The banks have that. They got a mortgage, they got a car payment for the big ass SUV. And if the economy turns down or something happens, like, guess what? They can be down living just as broke ass as you are in the trailer park or somewhere else. So don't get all upset with your eyes full of look what these people got in this eye. I got a lot of them are hanging by a thread. So we got to teach people, look, you get overextended like that and everything. I believe in having a safety net. But I believe in having a safety net for people who are practical and responsible. I don't believe if you go out and get into debt, buying, a $1 million home and the fancy cars and all this and everything, then things go bad and go south. And, then you're going to be screaming at the politicians about save your ass either. Or the too big to fail, schemes and stuff. We're going to draw the line with everybody. Say, look here. You have got to be personally responsible for yourself and your own actions. And the government has to be personally responsible. You can't have these people come in and, we're going to make all these sweeping changes. All these sweeping changes and pull the rug out from underneath people's feet. You coal miners, we're just going to pull the rug out, and hey, the age of 50 some odd or 40 some odd years, you need to go out and learn some kind of new trade. Sorry, you're not going to be able to work in between, and you're going to lose your home, and you're going to lose everything else. Can't do that to people. You know, everyone out here, well, anyone with any kind of common sense knows, you know, there's a lot of things. Looks great on paper. Looks great on paper. Politician loves flapping their gums about it. No, I got this great idea, and this, you know, get down to the brass tacks, the nuts and bolts of everything, and how it's affecting people's lives, and what it's doing. It's like, you know, the calls to go to war at the drop of a hat and everything. You know, hey, looks good on paper. Hey, Hillary and Obama, it looked good on paper going over there and having, you know, moving weapons through Benghazi to supply ISIS. That looked really good on paper for you somehow, some way, because you wanted to get rid of Assad. You had to move them weapons through there. Looked good on paper killing Gaddafi, just like it looked good on paper for Bush to kill Saddam. The carnage that is left in the wake of a lot of politicians in this country. Either they don't care about it at all, turn a blind eye to it, or they never taken a real look at it and absorbed the results of their actions, the consequences of their actions on other people. So, you know, we'll take a look at all that kind of stuff if we should happen to reach the office of presidency of the United States of America. But you know, right now, watching a lot of the stuff with how they're playing the race cards and the economic stuff and everything, you know, they do not want Trump to have any kind of success. They don't want capitalism to have any kind of success. They do not want African Americans leaving the Democratic Party and becoming Republican. They've been losing African Americans from the Democratic Party and becoming Republican. They had to move some strategies. They've got to do whatever, in their minds, they've got to do whatever they can to keep African Americans from joining the capitalist system and saying, hey, look at this. I can work and take advantage of this and that and invest my money and stuff, and to hell, I can get out of the hood. I can move out to the suburbs. They don't want that to happen. Are you kidding me? They don't want your kids to think, hey, I can get a decent job. I can go to trade school. I can learn to be a diesel mechanic, something, anything. You don't have to be a rocket scientist and go to a, you know, Ivy League school and go to grad school and all this. You can have a damn decent paying job learning a trade. You can take that extra money you make and you can invest it and have another revenue stream. Excuse me. Just knowing a trade and having a little increase in your income. They don't want your kids knowing that. They want your kids to think the only way they're going to make any money or be anything or to own a decent car and all this is if they deal drugs or end up becoming an athlete, professional athlete. They want you to be herded into that. Don't take part in this society. It's an evil society. The only way you're going to make it is socialism or drug dealing or athletics. That's it. Or rap music. Don't think of a career that you might like. Don't think of becoming a truck driver. Don't be thinking of becoming a diesel mechanic. Don't be thinking about, hey, I'm going to go through the military and become a pilot. I'd like to be one of the airline pilots. Don't be thinking that. Don't be thinking these crazy ideas that you can have a career and be a success in the capitalist system. Don't think that. Just go get some beer and weed and wait for that check to come every month. That's what the Democrats want for you. We'll pay you not to work. Then you can go buy your legal weed. Waste your whole life. When you get in your 40s and 50s and don't have shit and end up out on the street living in a tent, you'll know why. You'll know why, because you'd rather had that check from the government, and you'd rather smoked your weed, and you'd rather gone and bought a 12-pack of beer. Yes, I know there's a lot of people who ended up homeless, who are living paycheck to paycheck. There's people living paycheck to paycheck right now. But through revamping our labor laws and wages and taxes and stuff and getting the economy going is how to make that situation better, of living paycheck to paycheck and teaching people, hey, you ever listen to Dave Ramsey? I don't agree with everything he says, but one of the things I agree with, he says, if you're making X amount of dollars, you can't be going out and buying a $40,000 vehicle. You understand it? You know, you got to live within your means. You got to take that little bit of extra cash that you have and save it or put it in and invest it somehow. Something that's safe. That even it's so it's there. You got to have an emergency fund. You got to, you know, you got to be fiscally responsible with yourself. You can't just get paid and go blow that check every week. You can't go, hey, I can get a credit card now. Let me go run up a bunch of credit card debt. Then you start living paycheck to paycheck because you're trying to cover all your bills. Then you say, hey, I got to have more money. Or I got to have free health insurance. I can't afford this health insurance anymore. I'm paying for an Escalade. Damn it. Personal responsibility has been like just swept away in this country, and it starts in the school system. Well, you don't have to try and get that good grade. We're gonna pass everybody. We're just gonna pass everybody. Oh, and you know what? You can't bow your head and have a minute of prayer. Can't see them other kids do it who acknowledge that there's a creator. Can't teach about civics and stuff in school no more, and how the government actually runs and how the founding fathers actually set the system up. Got to demonize all them. Can't put 10 commandments in the schools so kids know, hey, they shouldn't steal, they shouldn't lie. They shouldn't commit adultery. They shouldn't murder. No. Let them grow up in neighborhoods where all that kind of stuff is cool. Hit it and quit it. Kill that son of a bitch. Snitches get stitches. Anybody ever done that? Maybe you should do that. The gang or the hood commandments versus the 10 commandments. Popular culture commandments versus the 10 commandments. How about we do that? Instead of being honest and not bearing false witness and stuff, snitches get stitches. Thou shalt not steal. No. That convenience store deserves to be robbed. The Target needs to be looted. They've been robbing us. Don't fornicate, don't commit adultery. Hit it and quit it. You know, other biblical things. Take care of your children. Be responsible. Nope. You're on your own, bitch. Adios. Let's do that. Let's put those commandments, which a lot of those people, the civilizations that people point to as models, were founded on, compared to with the mindset and the mantra and the commandments of the hood and the far left about lawlessness and there being nothing normal. It's whatever you want. It's whatever you feel. It's whatever you call yourself. There's no organization. Everything is chaos. It's whatever you want, whatever you feel. Live off the hook. It's not the laws of society. Go out there and rampage in the streets, burn and loot shit and everything. Oh, but don't come to my house. When they went to her house, that was a different story. It wasn't summer of love then. There's absolute lunatics out there who've gotten themselves into judgeships and politics and universities teaching and stuff. And you know what? If you're an alumni of a lot of these universities, you need to start pulling your money. You need to just say, screw you, we're pulling our money. You get new administrators in here. You get rid of these freakoids that are calling themselves college professors and scholars and this and that and everything. Same thing in the news media. You need to clean house in the news media. Get rid of a lot of these people who can't ask an original question on their own. Who can't push the point and say, hey, what about this or what about that? Just going to say, and repeat the mantra. There's no journalistic integrity anymore. Are you kidding me? Well, such and such corporation is a big advertiser and this and that. We can't put that expose out on Nike. You know, look back. NBC reporter was going to expose the treatment of workers in Nike's plants in Vietnam. Nike gave them a bunch of advertising money for the Olympics. Even gave them little gold jackets to wear for the Olympics with the Nike emblem on them. And her story got buried and she got fired. So you think when you watch the news, you're getting some journalistic integrity? No. When they started making news broadcasts to have to fund themselves through advertising and this and that and their budgets and, you know, that's when all that went out the door. Used to be independent. Used to be different from the rest of the network. Now it's all, hey, we got to worry about our advertising dollars. So, anyhow, just wanted to go over some more of those types of things there, and wish you all the best out there. God bless.